Here we have an HP Media Center PC. The model number is m470n. Before I begin, if you hear any banging or clanging noises coming from upstairs while I'm filming, it's just one of my family members trying out their new scooter that they got for Easter. It's been going on for most of the day. I keep hearing that scooter go back and forth, but I'm used to it now, so it doesn't bother me. This computer wasn't given to me, I took it. And before you guys start saying you stole it, you actually stole it from someone? No. I'm gonna tell you guys this little story that happened. The same person that gave me this Toshiba Satellite A60, well, they didn't really give it to me, I took it as well because they were too stupid to even bother giving it to me. They recently got a MacBook Pro, and this laptop has been sitting in a closet for so many months. I just went and took it. Of course, I asked the adult in this house if I can have it. I didn't ask the person who got the MacBook, but I asked someone else, and they said sure. So I took it. Also, the same person who got this MacBook had this computer tower sitting in my laundry room. And this computer has been sitting in there for such a long time, and this person decided to do the most stupidest thing. They decided to walk out on my family. They took the MacBook, of course. Who would leave that behind? They would take it. They didn't take this computer or the laptop. They left it here. And I decided to take the computer tower, because if they didn't take it, well, that tells me that they don't want it. And they haven't asked for it yet, so I considered it as my computer. This person neglected this computer. I mean, seriously neglected it. Because they have left this computer on for 5 freaking years. This computer has not once had a break in such a long time. And the damages are 7 blown capacitors. That's what happens when you leave a computer on for a certain amount of time, and when you're not using it, it heats up inside and it collects dust. And when it heats up inside, the capacitors blow up due to stress. So there's 7 blown capacitors, and she's still running. So that pissed me off about this person. This computer is really, really dirty when I got it. Still is, just a little bit. I gotta clean up a bit. You guys are gonna see the most biggest surprise on the inside. You're gonna see how dirty it is. But let me just show you guys the outside, because this is the pretty part about it. I don't know why this person didn't give me this computer, because it is awesome. This computer is so freaking awesome. It has an S-Video Input 2 port, the video input jacks, video and audio, a FireWire port, 2 USB ports, headphone microphone jacks, and the USB ports are 2.0. It has a floppy drive. It's missing the button though, but I have spare floppy drives with buttons, so that's no big deal. It has these little flash card slots. It has a smart media slot, compact flash slot, MMC/SD slots, and an MS/MS Pro slot. I don't own this, or that. I don't own any of those cards. The only one that I do own is an SD card. If you're wondering what that was, It's my Toshiba laptop dying. Battery power problem. Gonna put it on hibernation. Since the standby doesn't work that well. So, yeah, I don't even use the Smart Media Compact Flash or the MS Pro cards. I just use plain old SD. Now, this SD card doesn't work on this computer for some reason, I don't know. But the card that's in my camera right now works. So, the only way to get this camera card to work on this computer is to put this card in my camera that I'm using right now, and it will work. I don't know why it doesn't function in the computer tower, but doesn't matter. Here we have the media buttons: video camera, camera, music, TV guide, or TV. Yes, I can actually watch TV on this computer. All of these buttons are supposed to light up, but since I'm running Windows Vista, they don't light up. And I'll tell you why I'm running Vista in just a second. This computer has a CD-ROM, power everything, downloaded all the drivers for this computer. Some of them work, some of them don't, due to compatibility reasons. An HP DVD writer and a CD writer combo. It's also a rewritable drive, so I can rewrite on DVDs and CDs. This computer came with 512 megs of RAM and a 160 gigabyte hard drive. Well, lucky me, the idiot that used to own this computer upgraded it to 1 gigabyte of RAM and a 460 gigabyte Western Digital hard drive. Thumbs up to that. I still have the 160 gigabyte hard drive. I found it in my laundry room of all places, and it still works, but has a few wonky problems. And yes, it's a Maxtor hard drive that is having that problem. But this Western Digital hard drive is working fine. This computer also came with an HP Photosmart camera, since it is an HP Photosmart Media Center computer. Does it turn on? Yes, it does. It makes weird noises though. Yep, it works. I do have the cable for it. It's one of the older style cameras. And it is a 2.1 megapixel camera, 12x zoom. It's an old camera, it's bulky, but it works. And it came with a computer for free. This computer also has a receiver on it. And I'll tell you guys what I mean by that. Gotta whack the mouse. There we go. I can use my universal remote, and it puts the computer to sleep. I do remember seeing an HP Media Center remote with this computer. I do remember seeing one, but I have no friggin' idea or where the hell that thing is. So I'm still looking for that remote. I do remember what it looks like. It's the same color as this computer, and it does have the Media Center button. I just gotta find it. Power on. I can't believe that person neglected this computer. That is unbelievable. Yes, I changed the logon screen using a Stardock logon changer. this machine comes with these two Harman/Kardon speakers. I don't know if I'm pronouncing it right, but that's what it says. This computer was supposed to come with a subwoofer, but I don't remember seeing one with this machine. But I did type in the model number using Google search, and it showed me a picture of it. It showed this computer with the LCD monitor and the subwoofer and the remote and everything else that you see here. But I don't know. It did come with an LCD monitor. It came with this Samsung SyncMaster 151S. The cool thing about this is you can rotate it. That's pretty cool. But I'm using this monitor because it's bigger than that one and it's brighter. This one still works, but you know, I would rather use this LCD monitor that I bought for $4. How about a little bit of TV? I don't know if I can use the remote to select it. Oh yeah, I can, okay. The reason why I'm running Vista on this computer is I tried running Windows XP Media Center Edition, since that's what this computer came with. But here's the problem. Windows XP Media Center Edition, the 2005 edition, is really it's a real pain in the ass, because I was having some problems with the the TV tuner, which allows me to watch analog or satellite TV. Every time when I were to open up that program, it would stop responding, and sometimes it would say TV tuner not installed, although it really was. So I decided to switch to Vista, and everything's been working fine. I just don't know why it keeps saying no data available, because this guide here would show me what's up next. Like channel 6 is an analog channel, it's Global Toronto, and it should tell me what's coming on now and what's going to come up later on. It used to say that, but it doesn't anymore. So let's try this. It says at 5 o'clock p.m. Kitchen Nightmares. It's been saying that for a few days now. It just won't update the guide for some reason. So if I click no data available, it takes me to the channel that's on right now.
Prince Ernst wedding 6 a.m. survivors breakfast at Buckingham Palace for all of those VIP guests who partied.
You guys want to see something cool?
I'm exhausted just thinking about it. More and
I can rewind TV.
But first, there's another royal tip.
Or I can fast forward TV. I can play it.
Plugged in minutes.
And I can record it.
That's who assassinated Abe Lincoln.
Record.
Conspiracy theory.
Wills and Kate, the royal wedding. Live coverage begins Friday at 4 a.m.
All right. Hey, I hear you're interested in...
Okay, so it's recording right now.
Yeah, well, right now during the big sale event, you get great deals.
And I'm gonna stop.
Selling models.
And go back. I would rather use the mouse because it's faster. Stop recording. Yes. And this is my recorded video that it was just recording. So I'm gonna play it.
Alright. Hey, I hear you're interested in a new Honda.
See? That's what I just recorded. So that's pretty cool. Like, the reason why I'm watching TV on the computer is because you can't rewind TV. Like on this one, you cannot rewind it, especially when it's analog. The cool thing is you can rewind it on a computer. So, for example, if I were watching, let's just say, Family Guy or American Dad or whatever, I can just rewind it or pause it and then play it later. Very convenient when you need it. So I'm gonna delete that video. Delete. Yes. Okay, and that's it for the cool features on here. Next we're gonna open up the side panel. I'm gonna show you guys what it looks like on the inside. It's not gonna be pretty, but it will look pretty at the very end. Yep, this is one dirty computer. No wonder why that heatsink fan roars all the time. It's clogged up with all sorts of crap. There's all the blown capacitors right there. The total number of capacitors are 7. I've already explained that earlier. 7 blown capacitors. That's what you get for leaving this computer on for 5 years. That person wasn't thinking. Ew. That looks like crap. What do you think? Looks a whole lot better now. You can even see through it. I don't really use a compressed air can. What I usually do is I take the processor heatsink out and put it in the sink and spray water all over it, and all the dust and crap comes out through the cracks here or through these little vents, and it's cleaned. Since I don't own a compressed air can, I used it up on the Toshiba Satellite A60 laptop, which is still working. It's over there. So yeah, the new method is taking the heatsink out and washing it down. I have the towel here, and what I'm doing is just whacking it on my lap to get excess water out. Now, getting this heatsink out was a major pain in the ass, because you got to be really careful with these clips. Someone broke one of the clips on my computer when I was teaching them how to fix it. Well, it's not their fault because I accidentally broke one too. So I had to get an entirely new heatsink. I can't just buy the clips, I have to buy a brand new heatsink. So these are really, really difficult to unclip. I had to use this screwdriver and then just pry it open. Thank God I didn't snap anything off. Both clips are intact. Now, after when I got the clips unhooked, I grabbed the heatsink like this, yanked it out. Something else came out with it. That's right. The freaking processor was stuck to the heatsink, and when I pulled it out, it actually pulled the processor out. I looked at the processor, and the pins on it were bent. Like, probably near the corner they were bent. So I was really pissed off at that. So I got the processor off by using this screwdriver and holding at this degree, and I used this pair of pliers and just tapped it, and the processor came free. So after sitting down for half an hour, bending all the pins back in place, okay, and the processor is back in place. It pisses me off that 7 capacitors are blown in this computer. I cannot believe that. That idiot shouldn't have left this computer on for 5 years. I don't see what the point of that was. When you're done using the computer, you turn it off. You don't leave it running for 5 freaking years. No wonder why this thing doesn't run properly. That looks really, really nice. It's been all dusted. The heatsink is really clean. The fan here is clean. The power supply has been dusted, but I'm pretty sure once I plug it in, well, it's already plugged in, but I'm pretty sure once I push that button, there's going to be some crap shooting out the back. So, this is the first startup, because I'm not sure. Shut up, Norma. That's what happens when you have a cat that's in heat all the time. She just doesn't know when to stop. Okay, so here we go. Oh my god. Holy Jesus, that was awesome. That's really, really quiet. A long time ago it was just howling. My god. Ugh. I do not envy whoever has to clean up all that crap that's on the carpet. I guess that's going to be me. So, the computer's running fine. There's nothing wrong with the processor, I assume. Okay, so she's booting up. You know, this computer isn't bad. I think it is a really good machine, and it's a lot better than the Acer Aspire, even though the Acer Aspire is newer and it runs Windows 7, and this HP computer isn't really designed for Windows Vista. It still runs very well. Okay, so I hope the processor isn't busted after those bent pins, because if it is, shit, I won't be a happy camper. So far everything looks like it's running fine. I can still open up the start menu. I can still open my messenger. I like these little flowers. It reminds me of that tree that we used to have on our front lawn at my old house. It would have these white little petals, and it would act like snow when they would fall off. Let's see if I can watch TV still. As that's the main reason why I upgraded from, well, I didn't upgrade, but that's the main reason why I switched from Media Center 2005 edition to Vista, is because the damn TV tuner would work only when it wanted to. So I still have no data available. Sucks, but still, if I can watch TV, then that's fine.
So you see, it's not Victorian, it's earlier, so it's about 1840. I bought these brackets years ago at an estate sale in Scotland, and they were from the outside of the house.
Okay, so it works.
Makes a great show.
But I do not want to watch British TV, so I'm fine. Yep, but everything seems to be working. I can do whatever I want on here. Before we end the video, I'm gonna read the specs out. So it has 1 gig of RAM, a 3.00 gigahertz processor, and it's a Pentium 4, it's not dual core or anything like that. The GX280 that I used to have had a 2.80 gigahertz processor. This one, that's the highest number I've ever seen on any of my computers. This is the only computer that has the highest processor speed. So that's good. Everything seems to be working. The computer isn't shutting off for some weird reason. It's all fine. So she's cleaned, and I don't have to bother cleaning her for probably about a year, because I read in a little article on the internet about this computer that it would need to be cleaned probably 1 to 2 years. So I don't have to take this thing apart probably in 2 years and clean it out again. So, thumbs up.